Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we have to add a special events on July 9th at campfires under new business. And with that, we have the minutes of June 15th.
I'd like to move that we adopt the minutes of June 15th.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have the minutes of June 22nd, a special meeting.
I'll move that we adopt the minutes of the special meeting on June 22nd.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
All right. Moving on, we have bills for payment, warrant 27, the payroll 27P, capital fund number 7, and reappraisal fund number 2.
So I'll move, approve bills for payment warrants 27 excluding the Bazin Brothers bill, 27P, capital fund number 7, and reappraisal fund number 2. I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Do you want to?
I'd like to add something to that.
Okay, great.
When I came 6-7 weeks ago
Yeah.
to talk about where we were fiscally, I was being very conservative when I said that I thought we shouldn't do any big expenses at the time.
Yeah.
And because I have no way of knowing what was going to happen in the next 7 weeks. Well, after I paid all our bills yesterday, we still had $110,343 as a fund balance for the highway fund. It's my belief that that is the town had voted and approved our budget for fiscal year 22 to, be spent. And I felt that 110,000 was an excessive amount of money to hold for 2 years to offset taxes in 2024. So I wrote the check, which doesn't have to be sent. It's your approval. But if we paid the paving bill, we would have a fund balance of $15,680 as a, to hold over for taxes for 2024 to offset our taxes, which is more a reasonable and usual fund balance for the highway. That's about where they usually end up. So I hadn't planned on paying until it was done, but Lee said that they're gonna do it next week. So I'm not sure the difference between taking it out of the 2022 fiscal year and having a reasonable fund balance left in that budget, or taking it out of the 2023 fiscal year, which in 2 weeks really wasn't quite sure what the point of that was. So, I still believe, and VLCT has written a legal opinion, that the highway budget should be ruled into the next fiscal year and not saved for 2 years, although they have said that that's an appropriate thing to do. The majority of towns roll it into the following year, or put it into a reserve fund of some sort for, I know you don't like rainy days, but something for that effect. So if you don't want to do the paving out of the fiscal year 22 budget, I would request that you would approve rolling over the $77,000 that is left, that was not used for paving in fiscal year 22, put it into the fiscal year 23, which is appropriate according to state statute and the LCT. And, either then we'd end up with a $32,000 fund budget, fund balance for the highway.
Were you thinking of 77,000 going into the highway structures fund?
No, I was thinking of it going into the paving line. And then maybe he could do a little more paving. It's already gone up $5,000 from the quote we got 2 or 3 weeks ago, or a month ago, I guess.
So this is the 94,000, the 94,000 is for that half a mile, not he's not looking at the 166 bid. He's looking at one of the 3 other bids.
Looking at the half a mile to 3/4 of a mile bid.
The 95.
The 95.
The 95 is.
I mean, my bottom line is leaving $110,000 in the fund budget is excessive. And the Camp Arden Bridge isn't going to be done till August now, so we will start collecting taxes. If you add what is left in the general fund balance and the highway fund balance, plus the cash that's rolling over, so really the available cash that's in those 2 accounts, we have $167,000. That's after we've paid the $95,000 for the paving. That's with that taken out of here. So we're doing pretty well cash-wise.
And we still got the ARPA money?
I haven't touched the
Okay, so we've got more coming in on that.
Yeah. And we don't have to worry about paying for the bridge until after we start collecting taxes.
And the bridge is 97.
It's 97, there's
Yeah.
gonna be about,
Yeah.
I think we decided not quite 10 in force account, which is our labor,
Mhm.
our materials, our time, our equipment.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
We never actually awarded a paving bid.
Yeah.
And then, not only that, we also specifically voted to not pave in this fiscal year based on Charlotte's recommendation of cash, of how
cash
poor
flow
the.
was 7 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
So we never actually awarded it, so I'm not sure how he lined it up without it being awarded.
Good
Well,
question.
that's between you and Lee.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But then that brings the next question is, do you want to roll, how we want to deal with that extra?
Do you not think that that's a lot to roll over, to use to offset taxes for the highway fund? I think it's
Of course,
excessive.
as a taxpayer, I'd be
Yeah,
delighted.
it's a little-
but
Well,
Yeah.
I know, but it's
Right.
also
Right.
our
Still.
job to keep the
Right.
roads in good
Yeah,
condition.
I
and
agree
the
with
paving
you.
is awful.
I'd prefer not to roll it over
Yeah.
as a surplus.
I mean, you can specify that a certain amount will be rolled into
The paving line?
a certain line, if that would make everybody more comfortable that it's not going into just a general
It'd be nice if it were
sort of thing.
to go and the structures fund, we're looking to get the structures fund a little more.
Yes, you could do that, but that doesn't address the problem at hand, which is the fact that no paving was done in fiscal year 22.
Mhm.
And that it's getting more and more expensive every day we sit here, and
And then you'll have the 96,000 after the first of the year. I mean, after the first of the fiscal
95,
year.
96 or whatever.
96
Yeah.
is in there plus the 77, so he's gonna have 158,000 in the paving line.
So I guess that's my question is, if we budgeted 95 in this current fiscal year, and we've spent some already, so why is the check for 94 something when we only have 77,000 left?
Well, because we don't always stick to every line. We go
Right.
over in some lines and we go under in some lines, and the fund balance was $110,000. So there was plenty of money to pay that and leave a reasonable tax offset for 2024. I mean, it's easy to tear up that check and
Right.
That's not a big deal, but
So his intent, Lee's thinking, is that he's gonna spend 95 this fiscal year and 96 next fiscal year. So he's gonna be spending 100 and,
no, he doesn't really even know about this. He got that bid in, but we didn't talk about me paying for it.
He got the bid in on the assumption that it was going to be this fiscal year, or?
No, next fiscal year. That it would be the 96,000, or
Yeah.
I thought it was 95,000,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We just happened to get
The bill,
contract
the
back.
contract, the contract.
All right, and so with 110,000 left currently in the highway department, you thought to pay using that, leaving rather than have that larger surplus.
and is that an actual surplus? Because how are you going to account for the storm damage?
It is an actual surplus, because the storm damage isn't in the 200 fund, it's not in the highway fund. And the storm damage is gonna be reimbursed this upcoming fiscal year.
Right.
Okay, so then we, let's see, 95, so we'd be spending, we already had some paving, and then we'd use the 77, and then we add a little bit more to get that 95 or 96.
In this fiscal year you're talking about, or next fiscal year?
In this fiscal year.
Right.
Or we could, if you want to do that move that we, after the first of the year, the 77,000 over into the, and then she pays it next week. Do you know what I mean? Because we voted on not doing it this fiscal year, and we haven't, but the problem is we haven't awarded the bid.
Right.
We're stuck to
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
awarded, but we still have the elephant in the room is what to do with this 110,000. So we should take something off the table as the bid's not been awarded. So we technically can't go down that road. But now what do we want to do with this money?
You better call Lee.
Your thoughts?
Well, it's quite a complex situation here, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can go back on our vote.
No.
You know, it was not approved
Right.
for this year, so we can't do that.
Well, I don't know. We are the ones that voted it. We could rescind that vote, given the circumstances. That, because we took that 77,000 off the table because concerned that would we be able to meet payroll and our other expenses, with
Right.
For the rest of the fiscal year, or until taxes began coming in the next, for the July and August.
Mhm.
So we could do that. It's kind of, I guess a little bit more talking about it would have been good, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
I sort of feel like, my kid wanting, an extra $5 and the buses, waiting to pick him up there.
And Charlotte said that Lee's intent on getting an additional bid for paving was for next fiscal year.
Yeah.
So.
right.
Right. But
Well-
this sort of takes care of that 110 surplus that would just be rolled over
I,
or put into we've been putting it into a surplus lately instead of just rolling it over. And it does seem like
Well, I guess, what does that gain Lee? If he's not going to pave, he's got it lined up to pave next week for 94,000. And if we give him another 95, he's not gonna pave with it, because he's already done the paving.
right.
Well, this paving is really, regardless of the fact that it's paid for in fiscal year '23, it really is fiscal year '22's paving. He oftentimes paves in the fall
Yeah.
or the spring, so this was just him trying to catch up with,
So we roll it over into the next fiscal year, he can get this paving done, and it would give him roughly about if we give him the 70, what are we talking,
77 back.
77 back, it'll take, if we put into the next fiscal year, it would take off 20 some odd thousand off of his line item, okay, because this is 94.
Right.
Right, so 94 minus 77, you got what, 17,000? We gave him what, 95 for this next fiscal year, so it's 95 minus 17, so he's only gonna like have 70 some odd again to start over in the next.
I mean, are we just gonna keep rolling it along? Or do we
That's
just
what
deal with it right
mean,
now?
right, that's what I'm thinking, we're just kind of rolling.
So,
I don't know.
What are our options?
Yeah.
Can we lay out?
let's
Are there one or two? What are the two? Are there two options? Let's look at what they are. We can revote it. I mean that's a
Right, we
possibility.
could, yeah,
We can roll that over into next year.
Into a specific line
Yeah. Yes.
item.
Right. We're all in agreement that we do want the paving done in some way.
yeah, every time I come over here on East West Road.
My shock absorbers are
this is-
hard time. But what other options do we have?
Do nothing.
or do nothing.
Yeah.
those are
Do
the two
nothing.
things.
Yeah.
Do nothing, and we go into 110 into a surplus.
Now that surplus would be available to us. It wouldn't reduce tax.
It would reduce the taxes.
It would not reduce the taxes.
No, it'll reduce the taxable.
Taxable,
Yeah.
right,
Budget.
exactly.
Yeah, the taxable. Yeah. Do we want to do that? Is that something we'd like to do?
I don't understand what you mean by it will reduce the taxable budget.
It'll reduce what we have to collect for
Yeah.
taxes.
That's only if you roll it over into like the structures fund, is that what you're saying?
No, if we just roll it over as we have
Oh,
always
into
done.
a year, for
Yes.
2
Right,
years.
right, right,
Yes,
right.
all right.
Yes,
Right.
just handle it just leave it alone and just handle it how we've always handled it.
Right.
Well, if we roll it over into a specific line being paving, okay, then we agree, if we think that's a good idea, and let him pave and get some of this done on the east-west road that's bad, okay, then, but we still got the monkey in the room about the bid.
Yeah. Let's see, it's not on our agenda. Can we vote to award that bid to Basin?
I'm not sure we can.
Well, I think the bottom line is I am going to void this invoice, and you all need to decide if we can take some of this 110,000, which is, again, a ridiculous amount to carry over to offset taxes in 2 years. Because the general fund has 46,000. So that's 150,000 we're gonna roll over in 2 years to offset taxes. Which is lovely. I mean, I'm a taxpayer too, but it was voted to be spent, at least the highway fund was. So. I'm not meaning to throw a kink in your works, but.
It would have been a lot better to have this conversation 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we didn't know what the numbers were gonna be 2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have had a huge truck problem and
Mm-hmm.
It went
it would have all been
25,000.
gone. That's the problem
Yeah.
about cash.
Right, and we based our decisions 7 weeks ago on the information we had at the time.
Right.
Right,
So,
That's all you can do.
yeah,
yep,
But you have the ability to forward some of this money into a specific line item for fiscal year 23. And it can be done after the year is closed.
I was gonna say, we
We
don't
could-
have to do that tonight.
Tonight.
we
you
can
don't
do
have
that
to
the next
Exactly.
meeting.
Okay,
I think that's the consensus.
Yeah,
okay. So Lee needs to know that Basin is on hold because we haven't awarded the bid.
Right.
right,
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it's good I came anyway then.
Yeah.
yes,
Thanks for
Absolutely.
all this information.
Yeah.
What we do with it, I don't quite know yet.
We can be creative.
Yeah,
So we can still act on the warrant, the motion that Terry made to exclude
right,
Basin Brothers. And then, so we can still act on the warrants.
yep,
And then at the next meeting, with more information, and maybe Lee here to explain how he got to this point.
Yeah.
Then we could decide how we want to handle that 110,000 surplus
right,
that's been created.
We did tell Lee that we had not approved the bid. The bid.
Mhm.
He knew that. Why did? I'm surprised that he. Well, no.
I think he probably was thinking that we were talking about fiscal year
Okay, different.
22, and that we sort of
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
okayed that, yes, we were going to do paving in fiscal year
Fiscal
23.
year.
yeah, we did tell them that,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
we did.
Okay.
It's just that it was,
Fair enough.
yeah, yeah,
We have a motion on the table.
Okay. All those warrants without that 90 for the Basin bill. So any more discussion? All those in favor?
I,
All right. Great.
Can I just review the numbers with you?
Yes,
just one
please.
more
yeah,
time?
well, that'd be good.
Yeah, give us any
Okay, so
advice
the
you
fund
would like.
balance right now is $110,343.
Yep.
Okay? Which we'll take off the table the 94,000 because it's not gonna be in the 22 fiscal year. But if you were to transfer the remaining paving levies, which is 77,398,
Mhm.
that would still leave a fund balance of $32,945, which is still a pretty significant fund balance, okay?
Right.
Although the 110,000, does that include the paving check?
Oh, yeah, it does, so we really would have a 200 and something thousand dollar,
Oh,
Right,
right?
Yes,
okay.
so, okay.
Which is even a more ridiculous.
Yes, yes. So, do you think that you could email this
Sure.
to all of us so that we
Yeah.
have all of it? And,
yeah,
Oh, no, it doesn't include that.
it doesn't include,
No,
so
okay.
it's a true
110, 343.
Okay.
Okay, that's still
is
the
the
better.
surplus, okay.
All right, but 77,398 was what would transfer over if we
That was the remaining budget,
remaining
paving budget.
paving. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'll check that out tomorrow in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And give us
Yes.
Because I'm a
yeah.
little tired, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a fund balance of $110,000.
Okay.
I took the 95, whatever, out of
Okay.
it,
Yep.
which left us with 15,000.
Yeah.
To
Dot, dot.
get to the end of the year.
So, yeah, we had, it will still be 110,000.
Okay. Are you expecting any bills between now and the 1st that need to be, that
Or
it
now
wouldn't,
on the 30th, or?
what?
Tomorrow's the third, I do
Tomorrow's the
have,
30th.
I know.
Can
but
I show you something though before you start?
Just in case there's one, you know.
This is the, okay. I would like to have permission to pay this to Lori. It's a reimbursement for $97.20.
All right, I'm the one that's
It's
authorized to do it. It's, so I will sign off on this and we can ratify it
Next
Yes,
time.
next time.
Yep.
All right, see,
And,
I'm glad I asked.
And I'm also, well, it was all
Yeah.
in here. I also have 3 bills that are passive grants. They're gonna be, or grant and aid and passive, that will be reimbursed. But we get a 2% discount on this one if I pay it ahead of time.
Okay,
So
Okay,
those I'm gonna pay in next fiscal year. I'm gonna pay them before
we can meet again.
you can meet again.
Yeah.
So,
All right, that's the Snell, yep,
okay.
okay. I'll just sign off
Okay.
on all
Okay.
these.
the rest of it, and this is my ink.
News on the, this, everything good on this?
On this?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Joe Little wanted us to use a different one.
Mhm.
So we filled that, Lori and I filled that one out. There's really no place for you to sign it, but so I just thought sign it just on the top
All
there.
right.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Oh, can I just leave this to
Oh, yeah.
go back with you so I don't lose it in my car?
Okay. Thanks very much, Charlotte.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Charlotte.
stay for the homestead thing.
Okay.
Oh, great,
Great.
okay.
Okay. So, we have the internal control checklist.
I'll make a motion to sign the internal control checklist.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? I guess all the yeses and nos are in the right places.
No, not all of them.
Oh, okay. Huh.
It's kind of hard to do some of those things with 2 people in the office.
Okay. Okay.
But I'll give that to Joe, our auditor.
All right. Great. Good. And he'll take a careful look at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, great.
He's great.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. And there.
We all set on the top.
Let's see, we have no visitors or public comment, unless Charlotte, you have anything else?
Nothing.
Okay. Great. Road performance report. Let's see, where? We could move down to, where is? the-
New
oh,
business.
Yeah, under new business, request from listers to discuss whether to waive penalties for late filed HS 122s. We could, if everyone's okay,
Mhm.
go out of order so
Yep.
Charlotte can get home. Let's see, what would you like to do? In the past number of years, we've waived those fees. It seems as though the people who are taking advantage of that aren't going to pay, and the people who are just making a mistake or something and do intend to pay, they're the ones that are getting penalized. So, but any other discussion?
Well, yes, I agree with that. I guess I noticed there was we got the number this year compared to the number last year, and we're getting a slight uptick in the numbers. So, I guess I'd like to see how the end of, I vote to waive the penalties for this, but I'd like to see what the numbers look like at the end of this year when we get all the final HS, S-122s, and see what these numbers are like, or if we were just getting more and more people just going on the bandwagon to pay the lower rate. Because I've checked around, and there are towns now that are starting to haven't done the penalties before and now are starting to do because they're showing signs of the upward tick. So I'd like to reevaluate this in our December end of November, December meeting.
Mhm.
But that's my thought.
Okay, sounds good.
I was gonna say that sounds reasonable to me, and then that would give, because there could be people out there that are truly just late filers.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
That would get kind of swept into this.
Yep.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping, that a lot of these are just late people with extensions.
Exactly. And the number goes way back down to where the average was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just see how it flushes out.
Well, can I add?
Yes,
Until the state follows up on these things, because the listers report to the state, everybody, and we have a lot of people who are voters, who pay state income tax, who have their kids in school,
vote.
that know that the non-resident, non-homestead rate is lower. And so without the state following up, because the listers are not allowed to switch that button, the state says that they have the means and the information to follow up from, DMV and voter registrations, all that stuff, but they don't do it. And I'd like to see somebody in the town or on the select board become a bulldog and bug them, because that's the only way that people are gonna start filing.
Okay. Do you want to email us the address or the person we should
Sure.
be talking to, and the best way to get in touch with them? And we'll take turns each month, a new
Okay. Yep.
and then we'll rotate.
We'll rotate. What are you gonna? Yeah. Start enforcing the HS 122. Yeah.
Being bulldogs.
Well, okay.
It's true though.
Yeah,
It's true.
Every time
Totally true.
every year that we've had this discussion about, because we used to have penalties, and then we began to waive them. But every year we always talk about, it's the state that's not doing what
Right.
it should be doing.
And
So,
the state does not give the listers the ability to make that change.
No.
So, okay,
I-
thank you.
great.
Great.
Oh, should we vote?
We should vote.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we waive penalties for late filed HS 122 forms.
I'll second
Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, great.
Have a nice evening.
Yeah,
You
Thanks,
too. Thanks, Charlotte.
Okay, all right, so
All
that,
right,
back up to the road for
yes,
report.
we got it.
Oh, FEMA update, Schoolhouse Road?
Okay, did you guys all see the email that we got from Bill Doyle regarding the site inspection that was done on Schoolhouse Road?
Yes.
Okay, so there's two options. We can withdraw from this project because we don't have, it's not on public land. I mean, it's not on our land, public land. This is on private property. So we're given two options for it. We could withdraw from and pull that out of FEMA, okay, saying that we're not gonna go forward with it, or we could appeal it. We have 60 days to appeal it, but we've gotta give them an answer one way or the other. They're using the fact that there was no need to. The embankment or those blocks were put in there, you look at them, but there was no documentation. So that's one of it, and the big one is it's still on private property.
So we could appeal, but
We could appeal, but,
it's not.
and we knew going into this, we were trying to do the best we could and go through all the ends of the earth with FEMA and have him really look at this to see if there was really anything we could do. And am I surprised by this letter? But we do have to make a decision whether we withdraw it or we appeal it.
I don't think anything, there are reasons for denying it. You can't change any of
We
that.
can't change anything of it.
So they looked at it, we've done our best,
Right.
this is what they decided.
So I never saw that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, geez.
But I'm assuming that we might as well withdraw, because even if we move forward and do the repairs, if any, FEMA, we're not gonna be reimbursed from FEMA for it.
Well, if we appealed it and they said, there's no documentation to support the appeal, it's really,
right.
so we're not gonna get any money, this is,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
but
So
the problem
it's-
is, it's still on private property, so
Yeah.
yeah, no, it would be,
So this would end up being the responsibility of the owner, the homeowner?
yes.
Yeah, but, is it a big, expensive job?
I would
I
say,
would say so,
I would
yes.
say so. The problem is even though it's eroded some more, when we were there, when Lee and I were with the site inspectors, we're still about 8 feet at the closest point out of the roadway.
Yeah.
So we're not close. There was the problem. The rest were further than 8 feet, so that makes it. The reason why the wall went in was because it eroded enough that it was starting to crack the road when that was done. And so the wall got put in there and built back up, and it was, but they couldn't even find any signs of any problems with the roadway. You know, there's nothing,
Thunder.
I think so.
I better run and close the top of my
Okay,
car.
well, hold it off.
Excuse me.
Have a little, you wanna read that and hold in a little recess?
Do you want to table this until you have, next meeting when you've had a chance to look this over more carefully?
No, I'm not surprised that they, Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have any leg to stand on to
No.
appeal it, so.
Yep.
So I don't,
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see, shall we, before we vote on that, we'll give David time to
Come back.
and we'll just, how about we go down to the email received from a resident about road ditching up on Stickney Brook Road and Betterly Road. Lee and the road crew were putting in some drainage, digging up drainage and putting riprap and tiles down and some grassed, ditching. And a homeowner came out and saw this, what she felt was a gaping.
Excuse me, the sheriff would like to know if it's okay for him to leave now. Or do you want him to stay? You want him to stay for home or?
What do you think?
I don't have a problem with him,
yeah.
right? Why don't we recess for a second and we'll just
Yeah.
let him do that?
Yes.
We'll just take a brief,
recess.
let's recess for a second and I'll go close.
All right, let's reconvene our meeting, and we're still on the road foreman's report. Let's see, why don't I finish the road ditching?
Right,
Person was very upset at the, digging up. People think the road frontage is their lawn or their property, and all of a sudden the town is there digging it up. But she did say that Lee got off the equipment and came over and talked to her, gave her a tour of the work that was being done along the road, and was very good at explaining what was being done. And I sent her a letter and talked with her. So hopefully, once they finish the work, it looks a little better than in progress. But she had a suggestion that if they're going to be doing, ditching and, some major work where it hasn't been done before, we might want to let residents with frontage know that, this is going to be happening. If we could figure out a way to do that.
That would probably be a good
Good
idea.
idea.
Yeah,
So
next year.
She was feeling like if she'd just known and had been able to ask some questions ahead of time, it wouldn't have,
So the next time he does a ditching project, just go and talk to the neighbors,
yeah.
knock on a couple doors or make a few phone
Or,
calls.
yes, or send some emails or
Yep,
let them know that,
that it's gonna be happening.
yeah, and maybe we could consider a news article about this and,
Exactly, for the, if he knows he's gonna be do that in May and June again, to do it for the, whichever one it comes out beforehand.
yeah,
Yeah,
so we could do a little,
PR work.
yep,
Okay,
might be good.
that sounds good.
Okay, so then back to the FEMA update and the appeal, or not to appeal or not to appeal. That is the question.
It's not gonna do any good to appeal. I wouldn't appeal.
No.
No.
So, anyone want to make a motion to withdraw the appeal?
I'd like to move that we withdraw the appeal. I'm sorry, that's probably not quite the right way of saying it, is it? That we do not
Not appeal.
appeal.
Yeah.
We do not appeal.
Well, or do you need it worded that we actually withdraw?
Yeah, or
Wait,
let's, you want me to try it?
yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, yeah.
How about I make a motion that we withdraw from the FEMA project number 550889 Schoolhouse Road. Town, did I get it all?
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
Second.
all right.
Any more discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All right, so I'll let Charlotte know that we voted to withdraw and have her write Bill Doyle up at FEMA.
Great.
Okay,
Good.
all right.
Let's see, one other item not on our agenda, but let's see, Dan Jenks repaired the damage to the covered bridge and apparently went beyond what he'd given us estimates. He painted on his own nickel and did some other work on. So we're really pleased that he did such a good job on the covered bridge.
Yes, it looks really nice. He painted both ends and we'll send him out a thank you note for that.
Great.
Appreciate that work.
Yep. Okay, under correspondence for information, is there anything you'd like to discuss? Okay, correspondence for information. No, correspondence for discussion and or action. Liquor catering request, timeliness and zoning compliance. This came from a last minute request for catering license or liquor license. We had a special meeting and then we found out, they weren't in compliance with the zoning.
Yeah.
So it sort of got blindsided there. And we do get these last minute ones fairly frequently.
Right.
Some of them we know
Right.
are in compliance, but I guess the ones where we don't know, we ought to run past Roger, our zoning administrator,
Yeah.
or as soon as Lori gets them, she could
Right, or
put them
pass
on
it through.
his desk and he could give us the okay, sort of like we do with Lee and curb cuts.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, we need the
We-
zoning administrator's okay. And, you know, once a place has been okay, then we know,
We can do it.
yeah.
Yep.
So that would be a nice way to go forward. So I don't think that requires any motions.
No.
Under new business, any ARPA updates?
No, I haven't. Has anybody seen anything yet come through? No. So
No proposals yet.
no proposals yet. So there's nothing new yet.
Great. Okay, well, I think we'll see this on our next meeting agenda.
Yep.
Let's see, we've taken care of HS 122 late filers. The Sheriff's Department, animal control contract. Let's see, who's got new business? I hope it's in here. Did everyone have a chance to look this over?
Yes.
It looked good to me.
Yeah.
Looked great to me.
So as of July 1st, anyone with an animal control issue should call the Wyndham County Sheriff's dispatch number, not 911,
Yeah.
Yep. No, please no.
and they will take care of it. There is a provision here if it's beyond the scope of the contract or something comes up, then the town will be contacted and they'll have to step in and help out. But
Right, and when I had the last meeting, when that came out, because of the extra, Dummerston, besides Dummerston, Guilford and Grafton joined the group. So she's gonna be working, I believe he said 20 hours a week, and we're going to have another meeting, Zoom meeting, and discuss the budgeting looking forward in November to
okay,
get back to the board.
great.
So we're gonna be still keeping in contact. Very positive feedback from the towns that used her last year. Townspeople, I guess, were very happy in those towns, and also the town officials were very happy. So there's a lot of positive feedback for the first year. And will be a 3-year period like this until we can gain enough data to see where we're at. I mean, this is just so new. But I'm impressed.
Yeah, it'd be great if residents, if they use this service, if they could let us know how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah, exactly. It would be good. Good to get some feedback on this.
Yep. Okay. So, I'm just,
You want a motion?
there it is.
Yeah, you got it. Here you are. Here you are.
I'll make a motion that we sign the Sheriff's Department's animal control service contract it'll start July 1st, 2022 and run through June 30th, 2023.
I'll second that.
Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. It just needs one
Sign it fast,
signature.
see?
Doing all I could not to jump the gun here. Okay, there it is. Excellent. All right. Let's see. A resident has contacted us about speeding on East-West Road.
Okay, so I have gotten a hold of the sheriff's department. Their little boxes were being used, but they believe they got one put in this week to get some data for us again. And I will email Ann and just let her know that, that we're on it, and we're gonna get some data and we'll let her know.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Terry, for doing that. Let's see, we appealed a zoning permit, LD 401. And the way it would go with the DRB would hold a hearing. And it seems as though we may have jumped the gun a little, and it might be more appropriate to see how this develops and, you know, just stay tuned and
Yeah.
what happens next. So we could withdraw our appeal, as did Putnam.
I think at this point that would be probably a good idea and see how it goes once they purchase everything and
Yep.
go forward. Yep.
So
So do you want to make a motion?
I'd love one.
Okay, I'll make a motion to pull the appeal for permit, onto permit LD 401 and let Roger know.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I will let Alan, McBean, and Roger know.
You want to add Karen on there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, Alan, all right. Okay, well, that brings us to the portion of the program where,
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we recess the meeting and convene as the Liquor Control Board.
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there's a catering request from the Scott Farm for Saturday and Sunday events, Labor Day to Thanksgiving. What would you like to do?
I'll make a motion to approve the liquor catering request for the Scott Farm for Saturday and Sunday events, Labor Day to Thanksgiving.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I shall abstain. We have a request from Whetstone Station doing a 10-year anniversary party on July 9th, Saturday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. What would you like to do?
I'll make a motion to approve the special events permit for Whetstone Station at Campfires for event on Saturday, July 9th.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes, aye. All right.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn as the Liquor Control Board and reconvene the meeting.
Oh,
I'll second that.
great. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Let's see, that looks like the bottom of the page of my agenda. Do you have anything else?
Just a reminder that the sheriff will be in to visit with us at our next meeting at 5:30,
Okay,
just to give us a rundown on things.
great. Great. Okay,
Just a reminder that I will not be at.
yes.
Oh, that's right, yep.
And you will be, when will we see you next?
At the meeting after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you'll be here for the ARPA meeting,
When is that?
20th?
20th.
No, the 27th. Oh, no, I will be back on the 27th.
Okay.
I can come to, isn't the next meeting, the regular meeting would be the 27th, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I will miss the ARPA meeting, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All
What
right.
else did we?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, great.